Hey everyone, and welcome to the Challenge to Change Month 1, Week 1. Our intention for this entire month of August is going to be acceptance. We are going to practice that intention for the entire month, and from that, create change from the inside out. So, this word, acceptance, I think is very complicated. It is one intention that I have practiced again and again and again. I've just found it very difficult, but I also think acceptance really is the beginning of true change. What a great intention for this time that we are in, where there's a lot of stuff going on in our world, probably in your life. I know in my life, that is just beyond out of our control, things that we probably don't like, things that we feel that we want to change and yet we can't. And so I think this practice of acceptance is going to bring about a lot of change, maybe not in our outside circumstances, but again, the entire point of this practice is the change will be from within. So why do I say acceptance is complicated? Because a lot of times we can look at a situation or a circumstance or even ourselves, and we can find things that we just don't like, and we so desperately want to change. And then the practice of acceptance tells us to just let all of that go. And I think something, honestly, for me over the years that I've really struggled with is like, so does that mean I have to like how things are? Does that mean I have to like this yucky attitude that I'm finding in myself, or the struggle, or fill in the blank? And I think the answer is no. It doesn't mean you have to like it, but the more you fight it, the more you resist it, the more stress and suffering happens. And so I wanted to read a quote that has been an anchor in this practice of acceptance for me, and it's by Carl Rogers. And he says, "The curious paradox is that when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change." So I'm going to read that again. Let that sink in for a moment. The curious paradox is that when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change. And really, to me, that's what this practice is all about. It doesn't mean that we like the state of our world. It doesn't mean that we like, our current circumstances. Yet, the more we fight them, the more we resist reality, the more suffering there is. And I think that's where this beautiful gift of acceptance comes in. So it's a really big concept. I have found it's a really challenging practice. So how in the world are we going to do this for an entire month? Well, I'm glad you asked. So this challenge, like I mentioned, is based off of the ABCs of Happy, which is the mindfulness practice I wrote. It's every letter of the alphabet has an intention. And I chose the 3 intentions that we will be doing for this challenge with just the state of our current reality in mind. So I'm going to read the card, and then together for the next 4 weeks, we're going to kind of break it down piece by piece. And so let me read the card to you. I don't know why I'm holding it like that. I was like, ugh. See, we're just having a conversation. I got my coffee. I'm recognizing that I'm holding my card really weird. Okay, here we go. Acceptance. Take everything in your life right now exactly as it is. Be with each emotion and thought that wants you to fight against this reality, and acknowledge it with kindness. Surrender the need for things to be different. This moment is not forever. Practice acceptance and change will happen on its own. So that is an overall picture of this next month. But for week 1, we're going to just focus on that first part. And that is take everything in your life right now exactly as it is. Let's all take a deep breath. For some of you, easy peasy. Life is really good right now, despite what's going on in the world. For others, it's a lot. Maybe there's financial suffering. Maybe you are, oh, here's our friend. Oh, or not, Henry, my dog. Maybe, you are being targeted with all of the racial suffering that is happening in our world. So there's a lot up right now to accept. I have to accept that my foot is being licked. Thanks, buddy. It is going to be a practice. And so just kind of settling in our hearts, how in the world do we take everything in our life exactly as it is right now? That is going to be our work this week. Maybe you write down a list of all of the things that you don't want to accept in our world, in your relationships, even inside of yourself. And so each week we're going to have a weekly challenge. So the weekly challenge will be being accountable. We cannot do life on our own. And that is why I'm doing this with you. And I also want to encourage you to bring others along in your journey to support you. So be accountable. How do I want you to do that? Your challenge this week for acceptance will be to tell someone about a specific topic, just one. You may have a list of 10. That's okay. Pick one. To tell someone about a specific topic that you are currently bringing the practice of acceptance to. And with that, I want you to use a prompt, and this is also something that I want you to consider as you go throughout this week. Remember, acceptance doesn't mean that you have to like it. Like, if I can be really honest and vulnerable with you, I have been struggling with chronic pain for going on 8 years now. It is a process. It is a journey. It has led me into this mind-body work that I do. It has strengthened my career. Yet, I still have days when I am physically in pain. And so as I bring the practice of acceptance to that, it doesn't mean that I like it, right? I kind of do want it to change. And I have my moments where I throw tantrums, or I go on another search of what doctor or what medicine or what thing can fix it. So it doesn't mean that I like the physical pain. Yet, the more I fight it, the more I practice resistance. Honestly, it's almost as if it flares up. So, in this challenge of you picking one thing that you are going to share with someone, that you're going to bring acceptance to, it doesn't mean that it's going to happen like that. So the prompt that I want you to use is, I will be open to accepting, and then fill in the blank. This is such a practice of the heart. It doesn't mean that we want to, but even if the want to is there, the heart will respond. So I am doing this with you. I have practiced this specific intention many times. It has helped me through different seasons, and yet here I am again, because I just think, especially with what is going on in our world, there's a lot that we need to practice acceptance around, and we can. I want to go back to that quote one more time. The curious paradox is when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change. Remember, this challenge is called the challenge to change. And I really believe acceptance is a huge part to bring that change. So I'm looking at my notes. Okay, one more thing I want to tell you is I would love to be with you on your journey in a more tangible way. So please leave comments. Please feel free to reach out to me. I'll put my email again in the notes, mindfullivingwithkate. And if you are on Instagram, I would love for you to use the hashtag 3-month challenge to change. And for this week, here's what I would like to see. I want to encourage you, to write your intention down. So this is just a little 4x4 piece of cardboard. It's really cute. It has pink polka dots on it. And I just wrote the word acceptance on it. And I have a little piece of tape. I'm putting it on my bathroom mirror. So for Instagram, I would love to encourage you to write down your intention for this month, acceptance, and put it somewhere where you will see it. The whole point of this practice is mindfulness with intention. So I want you to put your intention somewhere where you're going to see it every single day. And it will remind you of this internal process and practice that you're going through. So as I get up in the morning, I'm getting ready, I see it on my bathroom mirror and it triggers my brain to go, oh yeah, acceptance. And then as I go into my day, I'm more attentive to, okay, where do I need acceptance? How can I take everything in my life exactly as it is? It's kind of like a mindful little reminder. So I want to encourage you to write down the word acceptance, put it somewhere you'll see it so you can be mindful and remember what you're doing. It's super easy to forget. And then on Instagram, take a picture of where you put it. I want to see. And you can use the hashtag 3-month challenge to change. Let's do this, y'all. We are doing incredible work. It is not easy to look at yourself when there's a lot of stuff going on. It's very easy to point fingers outwards and to demand that the world changes or our circumstances change or other people change. This is so important. I'm so excited to do this work with you, and I believe that we're going to see incredible transformation. I will be looking forward to seeing you hopefully Tuesday, 8 a.m., Instagram Live for a guided morning meditation. Until then, bye.